Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Jeff Dunham. You're the other white meat.
How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish, speaking from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for the return of Grizzlies basketball, because it's back tonight. The Jazz are in town. Jazz Grizzlies, 6 o'clock tip. Early tip, 6 o'clock tip inside FedEx Forum. Tickets available, grizzlies.com. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. The next segment, about 20 minutes, Jessica Benson's going to join me. She, of course, is the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. That's weekdays, 8 a.m. JB will pop in studio. She's going to sit right there. We'll do it in about 20 minutes. Finish talking to her, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know. At which point, we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, oh, God, woo, Penny Hardaway's Tigers took another rough loss last night. It was a blowout down in Tampa. The coach was nearly in tears. We'll show you that in about 40 minutes. Purdue, Indiana is the game of the night in college basketball. We didn't used to get Friday night awesome college basketball games, but Fox changed that. Every Friday night in prime time, we got something good. Big Ten, Big East. Tonight it's in-state rivals. 2 teams coming off of losses. I'll get you ready for it. We'll do that in just a bit. Congratulations, Alyssa Liu. Won gold last night in primetime on tape delay. I think I knew she was going to win. I watched it and tried to trick myself into, not knowing. I was like, I wonder what I think I tried to lie to myself. Like, I think I heard she won, but I don't know for sure. Either way, I got fired up for it. I love the Olympics. I have gone from totally uninterested in the Olympics to it's all I want to do when I'm home. Just like, hey, turn the fireplace on. Everybody gather around and let's watch the Olympics. I don't know if the Olympics changed or if I don't know what happened exactly, but I'm having a good time with it. Congrats to that young woman. She's got an awesome story. We'll celebrate her. We'll do that a little later on in the show. The Bears really look like they're leaving Illinois for the state of Indiana. They took a step forward in that process yesterday. I'll update you on that situation in the 3rd segment. And rest in peace, Wes Rucker. Longtime Tennessee beat writer, someone I've covered games with, someone who's been on our show a whole bunch of times, died yesterday in a car wreck. It's a pileup. Just, you first hear about it starting to pop up on social media, and you're just hoping to God it's not true, but it has been confirmed. Just the saddest stuff. We'll spend a few minutes on that during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout. We'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because we're playing another basketball game tonight, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, we are.
6 o'clock tip. The Jazz are in town. Tickets available, Grizzlies.com. Utah is listed as a 1.5-point favorite. The total is 238.5. Tonight at 6 o'clock, we see who's serious about this and who isn't. We see who's really committed to it and who ain't. Who's ready to get fined tonight? Are you ready to take a fine tonight? Bennett, are we ready? Let's take a fine tonight.
No, well, we haven't done anything wrong.
Are you willing to do something wrong in the spirit of losing this game?
What would that entail? I mean, I think that we're going about this the honest way.
I'm saying if we get into the fourth quarter, let's just talk through this for a second. We get into the fourth quarter, and Cedric Coward, well, he's out. By the way, I should just tell you everybody who's out. Santi Aldama, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Brandon Clark, Cedric Coward, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, John Morant, Scottie Pippen Jr., Walter Clayton Jr. is doubtful with a right calf contusion. So I don't have any idea who's going to be cooking tonight, all right? Could be anybody, all right? But let's just say somebody's cooking. I need to know where your mind's at. I need to know how serious you are about what we're trying to do. Somebody's cooking, all right? And they're on a personal 8-0 run. And the Grizzlies have gone up 4 with 4 minutes to play. Are you willing to take that player out, sit that player down? Are you willing to take a fine to do what's right tonight? That's what I'm asking you. How serious are you about this? We know our opponent is serious. They will gladly take fines. And if you even ask them if they are even thinking about putting Lauri Markkanen or Jaren Jackson Jr. back in the game, they will say no. How close were you to putting them back in the game in the fourth quarter? I wasn't close at all. Fine me. They're serious about it. We know they're serious about it. Tonight we find out how serious we are.
Yeah.
Are you willing to pay the price? And by price, I mean a $500,000 fine.
Well, I mean, who are you? I don't really know who you're sitting in this situation just based on who's available tonight that's going to make, the people that make these decisions be like, hold on a second, you shouldn't have said that guy.
Well, you could say you got these are the 5 starters.
Yeah.
And you didn't play any of your starters in the final 6 minutes of the game. What are you doing? We know what you're doing, but you shouldn't be able to do that.
I know, but
are you serious about it or not?
All your starters tonight are going to be guys that are typically bench guys. So
But I mean, if I were the NBA, I would say
there's no way they could find us. There's no way.
If I were the NBA, if I were really trying to come down on franchises for this kind of stuff, and they say they are, I would say I don't care that your starters suck because your whole team's hurt. The point is you weren't trying to win the game. The starters, even if they suck. I say this respectfully. It might sound disrespectful, but I mean this respectfully. Even if your starters aren't, what's a nicer way to say that? Even if
aren't typical starters.
Even if your starters are lacking the talent of typical NBA level starters.
There you go.
They're still the best ones you had on this particular night, and you didn't play any of them in the final 6 minutes of the game. So you didn't put your best players. I mean, I know you wish they weren't your best players, but on this night, they were your best players, and you did not play your best players in the final 6 minutes of a game for reasons you can't explain other than you did not want to win the game. We will fine you. That would be the way to do it. If you were going to do it, that's the way to do it. Are you willing to accept that fine? I know it's not my money. I should say that. I know it's not my money. But we got to find out how serious we are. How badly do we want Darius Acuff? That's really what you're trying to find out, Bennett. How badly do you want a Darius Acuff in your life?
We shall see.
How badly do you want a Michael Brown in your life?
Sounds good to me.
How badly would you like to have an A.J. DeBonsa parking his car downstairs every day?
I'd love to have him, actually.
How badly do you want a Darren Peterson? He makes you nervous.
I think I might take AJ instead.
I think that's a conversation front offices are going to have because, man, ain't nothing more frustrating than tying your hopes to a basketball player who doesn't play much, you know?
That sounds absolutely horrible.
I don't know.
I cannot go through that. No, I cannot.
I don't think anybody wants to go through that.
No.
Tonight we find out how serious you are about it, though. We know they're serious. We know what they'll do to lose this game. Tonight we find out what we'll do to lose this game.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find an injury report for them. They haven't put one out, so we'll see. We'll see how serious they are.
All right, let's see who's more serious about trying to get them a Nate Ament. Let's see who's serious about getting them a Nate Ament.
Yeah.
All right?
Man, that's a wild-looking injury report. Good Lord.
So I settled back into the home last night.
Yep.
Flew home. Took a car home. Lost my AirPods case. Tell me if I should feel stupid. I feel stupid right now. Tell me if I should. I fell asleep on the plane. And I was out pretty good. I was sleeping pretty good. Sleeping so good that when I landed, I did not wake up. You ever done that? I do it sometimes. So everybody's getting off the plane. I'm still asleep. The nice flight attendant has to come over and say, "We're home," you know. And I said, "Okay." And I'm like just completely scattered. Like I've just woken up from a deep sleep, and I'm out of it, right? And she can tell I'm out of it. And she's kind of giggling a little bit. Like, you know, like, oh, look at the disoriented bald guy. He's disoriented and bald. That's what I felt like she was saying. Look at that disoriented bald guy. And so I was disoriented and bald. And I was packing up all my stuff and grabbing all my stuff. And she was like, do you need some help? And I was like, no. I was trying to be cool. I was like, no, I'm fine. But I was very disoriented. I was like, no, I'm fine. And I packed up all my stuff. And then I had my little suitcase up there. And I went back and grabbed it. Even then, I was looking for my suitcase and couldn't find it. She was like, sir, you left it up here? And I was like, okay, I don't know where anything is. I just woke up 11 seconds ago. I pack up my stuff. I finally find my suitcase. And then she goes, do you have everything? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she goes, I'm not going to have to come chase you, am I? And I said, I hope not. But yeah, I got everything. It's cool. She knew that there was no way I didn't forget something. She could tell just by my state of existence that this idiot is going to forget something. All right? But I didn't want to say, let me check again. I wanted to be confident. And I was like, no, I didn't forget anything. And then I realized I forgot my AirPods. And so I just know as soon as I got off that plane, she went and dug through those pockets because I left it in the pocket of the plane. And I know she just looked in there and was like, yep, moron. I knew you left something. And that has been bothering me ever since. Like I've been thinking about that nonstop. Would that bother you?
No.
Okay. I haven't been able to stop
I mean, she's probably happy. She found a new pair of AirPods.
I felt like she sized me up. She sized me up. She said, this is the type of idiot who is 100% about to leave something on this plane. And I was like, no, I'm not. She sized me up, man. She had me pegged correctly.
Yep.
It's just, she knew I was going to mess up. And then I did. And it's been bothering me ever since. I guess Amazon can get me some new ones, though.
Yeah. I mean, people say that they're not good for you. I use them, too.
Why are they not good for you?
They say that, like, Bluetooth is, some people on certain parts of the internet.
You got this on the For You tab.
They say that Bluetooth is...
Secretary Kennedy tell you this?
They say Bluetooth is dangerous.
Did Secretary Kennedy tell you this? Did you hear this from Secretary Kennedy?
I don't know if it was him who said it, but I know he stamped it. I know he stamped it.
This sounds like something you heard from Secretary Kennedy and Kid Rock.
Well, and then because I get a lot of NBA stuff, fed to me as well. Like you see, even that even gets involved in the conspiracy theories. Like it's like, why are all the NBA players wearing wired headphones now instead of Bluetooth like they used to?
Because Secretary Kennedy and Kid Rock told him to, probably.
I'm just saying, it's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there. So maybe you're wearing wired. Those look wired.
These right here?
You're wired.
Only because I lost my IFB. I'm a mess, man.
Damn,
I'm
dude.
a mess.
Jesus.
I'm a mess.
You need some new... Robbie?
You know what I need? Here's what I need. You know what I need? I need a day of nothing. I just need a day to just catch up on life. I am just in scramble mode every day of my life.
Yeah.
I just need that. Anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is I got home last night eventually. Didn't have AirPods. But I got home. And, you need to focus on the positive sometimes.
Yeah.
I got home safely. Focus on that. And one of my little guys was like, so who the Grizz play tomorrow? And I said, the Jazz. And he said, is Jaren playing? And I said, no, but he had surgery. And he's done for the season. He said, oh, okay. And then it was about that time where I stumbled into watching the Olympics, but I got the computer out. And I stumbled into the piece Jaren wrote for the Players Tribune, published yesterday.
Yep.
And I was like, I'll give this a read. And I want to be completely honest with you. Typically, I don't care about these types of things. Like, I don't even take the time to read them most of the time. Like, all right, whatever. Like, it's just like, I'm just sort of dismissive of it. But I felt like this is something I probably need to read, given what I do for a living. So I dove in. Have you read it?
I have.
I thought it was great.
It really was.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
So much so that I actually texted it to my boys so that it would hit their iPads so that they would read. I wanted my boys to read that. Like, hey, here's somebody who has been one of your favorite players. He lived here for a long time, and this is what he says that experience was like. I just thought it was really sweet. I thought it was sweet.
I did too, man. The one that really stood out to me was when he talked about how, when you're in the moment, you never think it's going to go. I don't remember exactly how he phrased it, but it was something along the lines of, you never think it's going to go, a certain way when you're in the moment. You just think it's always going to be good. Or it was something of that nature. And that part hit me.
It is a thing you don't learn until it's too late. And more often, you don't learn it at all. To like really appreciate when things are good and understand they won't stay that way probably.
Yeah.
And be prepared to work through those moments. That's whether it's a job, a marriage, anything. Like, the best day in your marriage is not going to be every day in your marriage. You'll have some bad days. You'll have some bad times. You'll have some stuff you've got to work through. Unless you're perfect. How do you work through those things? How do you get past those things? And I guess it's very easy when you're young to just assume when things are going well, this is always the way it's going to go. You know who doesn't like to save money? Young people. You want to know why? Because it's like, why would I need to save money? I'm making this much now, and next year I'll make more. And the year after that, I'll make more. And the year after that, I'll make more. And then when I'm 35, I'll make more. And when I'm 45, I'll make more. And when I'm 55, I'll make more. And that is the way it goes for some people. But it doesn't go like that for everybody. That's why you save money. That's why you start your 401k. So that if things go bad, you've got something to, but try talking to a young person about that.
Right.
And I want to be clear. You couldn't have talked to me about that when I was 22 years old. I graduated college, got my first real job, making whatever, and immediately went out and bought a brand new BMW. I mean, brand new, 0 miles on the thing, brand new. And just was underwater, just overwhelmed myself financially. You couldn't tell me nothing, though. You know why? Because I was like, well, if I do this and then I'll get a raise because I'll be so awesome, and then I'll probably get more job offers, and man, I'll probably be making 3 times this next year. Well, the next year I was still covering high schools for the commercial appeal, making what I was making. Completely like living paycheck to paycheck barely. Quite literally, you sit in the flying saucer and you call 1-800-REGENTS, put in your account number. This is before smartphones, to see how much money you had left so you could get one more beer or not. Like that. But you always assume, hey, everything's going to be fine. I'm always going to get better. It's going good now, and it won't go the wrong way on you. And then so often you look up and the good time was very brief, and then it's just like all the good stuff's in your past. And he seems to recognize that they sort of went through that themselves. The quote I think you're referencing is this: looking back on everything now, I don't think we took it for granted, but we definitely didn't see a situation where we wouldn't always be winning. I think we had so much success so early that people forgot we were still growing. And I think that's an honest assessment of it. They got really good really quickly. with a young core in a way that young cores aren't supposed to get this good this quickly. They had the swagger, if you will. They were the next great thing. It's like, if you want to put this in another context, they're the band that pops. They're all young. They all look great. They've got 3 number 1 hits right out of the gate. And it's like, oh my God, is this the next Beatles? You know? Oh, wow. Nobody's ever had 3 number 1 hits at this age before. Like all that stuff. And it's like they're the cover of Rolling Stone. And it's like, it's a rocket ship, man. And there's no telling where this thing is going, but it's going to a great place. And everybody involved believes it's going to a great place. Everybody watching it believes it's going to a great place. But then, you know, your lead guitar player goes off the rails a little bit. And, you know, maybe your drummer, it's usually the lead singer's got some issues. But it just, and you look up and you go, what happened? Mm-hmm. What happened? We were supposed to be the Beatles. And now we're just, you know, we're playing casinos. Mm-hmm. What happened? It's ideal if you can recognize all that stuff in real time, but it's hard. It's hard. And so I thought that was interesting. Among the most insightful things, there's a lot of interesting stuff. He talks about Jai, talks about Taylor, he talks about Tomas. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there, but him sort of recognizing and being aware and sharing, like, we didn't think it was going to go like this. We never even considered it could possibly fall apart the way it fell apart. We didn't imagine that. We didn't want it. We didn't ask to go break up and go try to do this somewhere else. The dream we had was the same dream all you guys had. And it is still crazy to me that we didn't get where we thought we were going to get. He sort of acknowledges that, which, you know, will be the lasting memory of that era, I think. Just
what could have been.
What could have been.
Yeah, for sure.
And in an elegant way. You know, Jaren's not a writer, but he did a good job with that. He could be. Looks like he could be. He did a really good job with that. In an elegant way, he shared his thoughts on the excitement at the beginning, the disappointment at the end, and everything in between. I thought it was really good. I'll talk to Jess about it next.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Duke is suing their quarterback because Darian Menza announced he was entering the transfer portal last Friday. So Duke said, no, you're not.
I'm all for NIL. I'm all for player freedom to transfer and player empowerment. But just saying, I signed the contract, but the contract doesn't matter. I don't understand how that works.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I risk my life to tell y'all these truths.
Cat Williams is back. Brand new material, a new tour, and the same legendary laughter he's delivered for decades.
Nick Cannon got 136 children, Jesus. Did you know that?
Always classic. Always Cat.
White people are friendly. You can call them at 3 o'clock in the morning with the wrong number and they won't even be mad at you. Hello? No, I'm sorry. No Shaquita here.
The Golden Age Tour. March 6 in FedEx Forum. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio on Fridays. In the second segment, I'm joined by Jessica Benson, host of the Jessica Benson Show, CJ Hurt, weekdays 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She's here right now. Hey, welcome back from Costa Rica.
Pura Vida.
What does that mean exactly?
It's like general well-being of life. Like you embrace the Pura Vida lifestyle. And I'm trying to bring Pura Vida back to the United States of America, which is kind of like anti-Pura Vida.
Uh-huh.
Like we're so hustle, hustle, hustle.
Sure.
And they're so... The world is beautiful.
What's the
Take
Italian?
advantage of it.
What's the Italian word you would say all the time if you were in Italy? Every time somebody does something for you, would you say ciao? What do you say?
This is so funny you say this.
Okay.
Ciao means hello.
Obviously,
and
they
goodbye.
speak Spanish in Costa Rica, and my husband speaks Spanish, and so he's always when we went to Argentina and Brazil's Portuguese, but like he could get by in Brazil, but speaks good enough Spanish that he is our go-to interpreter.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, I was like, it sounds like people keep saying ciao. And he's like, Jess, they're not saying ciao. They speak Spanish.
Right.
And finally, like there's these little tuk-tuks that are kind of like golf cart buggy style. They're
Sure.
their version of taxis. And you just hop in them, open air, hold on. Hope you don't hit a pothole that sends you flying out the window.
Good luck.
And we got out, and I swore, I was like, they said ciao. And so I said, did you just say ciao? Did you just say ciao? She's like, oh, God, here's another little American. And she said, yes, that's what we say. Like, hello, goodbye, thank you. It's kind of, and I go, I told you it is a universal hello, goodbye, everything in between. So yes, I would say ciao, or if you're from a thank you standpoint, like grazie.
That's it.
Grazie mille is what we would say when we were in Italy, which is like extra thanks.
That's the word I was trying to get. Grazie. Yeah. So we're in Italy, and it's like grazie. Every time somebody does something, grazie. Yeah. You just say
grazie
it. It's the only one thing. I don't try to get all Mario Kart with it. I just
That's good.
I just say grazie, right? And you get into such a habit. You do find like I come back home and I'm like, at Soulfish, and they're like, and I'm like, grazie.
Oh, I said muchas gracias to the TSA agent when we were in Houston, and I was like, I hate myself.
Exactly, yes, like stuff like that. It looks like it can be innocent, but it's also stupid. Okay, here's the part that's interesting to me.
Okay.
You went on a trip.
Yes.
You did not know where you were going.
No. I literally at one point said, it wasn't in reference to this. I used your name. Your name came up on our trip because it's so sticky down there because it's just tropical climate. And Chris at one point was like, I think I'm going to take a shower in the morning and a shower at night. And I said, man, Gary Parrish, Mr. 5 showers a day would need 10 in this place.
I'm so weird about it. I take on average, I think this is true, 3 a day.
Yeah.
On average, 3 a day. I took one last night, last thing before I went to bed. And this morning, first thing when I got out of bed. And the only place I was in between the 2 showers was bed.
Yeah.
I have to.
But you have to get over it there because the second you step outside, you're going to feel that way again. Or like so much activity is based outside and you're walking through the roads are muddy, you're getting mud all over yourself, there's dirt, there's whatever. It's just,
I ain't that interested
anyway,
in
I figure you also would not be keen on a surprise, I don't know where I'm going trip. Your anxiety might go nuts.
Crazy. It would drive
me. I loved it.
Okay, see, it would be bad for me for 2 reasons. I don't like not knowing
things.
I like knowing everything.
Me too. I'm one of the nosiest people in this world.
I don't mean like I need to know everything that's going on in your life. I don't mean like that.
But if you want to tell me,
yeah, like I don't mean like I don't mean I need to know everything. Like my wife has friends who like need to know everything and they need to talk about it to each other.
No.
Like that kind of, I don't need that kind of stuff. I don't care. I mean that I need to know what we're doing.
I get
like, hey, on Saturday, do you want to, like, this is a very normal conversation in my marriage. Hey, on Saturday, you want to do something? Sure. She will just leave it there. In her mind, it's like, that means on Saturday we have plans.
Yes.
No. Now we got to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do on Saturday? What time are we going to do it? Who are we going to do it with? Who would you like to ask?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do with the boys? Do we have anything else going on? I need to know everything.
A layout.
And if anything disrupts that, it makes me uncomfortable.
Mm.
I don't like just my nature is to not like being unsure of where I'm headed
pretty
next.
type A too, but in this regard, I appreciate it because when we travel normally, we do a fair amount of like joint planning. Chris usually handles the hotels and I handle restaurants. That's kind of how it splits. And then activities are a shared experience of figuring out what we want to do. But there's something really nice about just showing up for something and it's all out of your hands.
It would make me
like I have pretty bad flight anxiety from a flying standpoint, but more appropriately, I think my flight anxiety is rooted in a disruption of my day. I hate the sitting on my hands. There's nothing you can do. And a 20-minute delay could derail my entire existence. And because I didn't know anything this time around, that didn't hit me. It was so strange. And it was very freeing.
I have no flight anxiety, but I would have anxiety about where are we going? Because like, I would trust it's not done the right way. I wouldn't be able to trust it's just.
But see, I also have the just natural understanding. Like if Chris needed to go into another job, and if travel agents were still as big of a deal as they were, like, he should be one.
Okay,
he's incredible.
He could do it.
He's phenomenal. The amount of research that he puts in to every detail of planning a trip is absurd.
Okay.
Like he out-researches me, and I'm a research. I was going to say a bad word, but I research a lot. I'm an over-researcher.
Okay. So the whole like, I don't know where we're going, that would be a problem for me. Like my anxiety would just kick in.
Yeah.
The other thing, as I was thinking through this, because I watched your video and you look so happy, and I was like, the thing I would worry about is I'm not good at faking something. So if you have planned this whole trip and it doesn't sit right with me, land the right way,
you can't fake.
I can't pretend that I'm loving something if I'm not loving it. I can have a good time still, but I won't give you the reaction you want because I don't know how to fake. I'm terrible at opening presents. I'm very uncomfortable opening presents in front of people. I just do it now.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
For a long time, I'd just be like, I'm just going to take them home. You know,
I'm going to open this in private later.
I swear to God, I did that. And then I realized it was offending people.
Because people love to give presents so that you can see the reaction of the person you give
I was hurting people's
to.
feelings.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, you can't do that anymore.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just sort of wait for this moment where I'll sort of scan the room, and when everybody else is distracted, then I'll open my presents. And then I was like, that's putting way too much thought into it. And then you know what I realized? Just when somebody hands you something, just open it and say thank you, and then be done with it.
Yeah,
and just be done with it.
You don't have to make too big of a deal.
But it took a lot of work for me to get to that place.
Yeah, I could.
Okay. So I'm terrible at opening presents for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
If you got me a sweater, I might like it, but I don't know how to go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you see this sweater? I don't know how to act like that. But that's what you're looking for, and I can't give that to you. We were at dinner let's just say within the past few months, we were at a restaurant. It was a nice restaurant. And we ordered appetizers. And Kelly was like, I took a bite, and then she was like, you want some more? And I was like, no. And she's like, what's wrong? I was like, I just don't really, it's fine. I was like, I don't really like it. I don't want any. And then I ordered the entree, and she was like, and I didn't eat it all. And she was like, what, you don't like your food? I was like, yeah, it's not, it's fine. But yeah, I don't really, it's fine, but it's just
not enough.
Right. And then, order dessert, ate some whatever. And so the next day, she was like, well, I'm sorry you didn't have a good time at dinner last night. And I said, what are you talking about? And she's like, you didn't have I said, I had a great time at dinner last night. She's like, well, you said you didn't like the food. Those are two different things.
Very different things.
I was answering your question honestly. Do you like this appetizer? No, but I'm having a great time. But I could have just said, yes, it's great. But I don't know how to lie to you.
Okay, so related, but farly unrelated.
Okay.
I got sick.
Okay.
I got really sick our last day.
Right.
I woke up in the middle of the night. As I said on my show yesterday, I saw God himself in a bathroom in Costa Rica, and times were not going well. And so luckily our activities had been packed into the first few days we were there, and we had planned to just relax, and we were going to change our hotels as we had to. We were just going to go to the beach and seek out seeing one of these famous Costa Rica sunsets, and that was the extent of our day. And so I recognized I can do those things sick. Like if I can get to the point where I tried to go to breakfast, ended up puking in the middle of the jungle. That didn't work out. We got to the point, Chris went to the Costa Rican pharmacy, got me some Costa Rican drugs to at least stop the things from happening.
He's lucky the United States of America didn't blow his car up.
Exactly. I know. I said, can I bring these? They're from a legitimate pharmacy in Costa Rica.
They could have just droned you.
And
just on suspicion of drug smuggling. Suspicion of drug smuggling. They could have just blew
my global entry. What if they were like, And I name drop global entry because, God, what a beautiful thing to exist
global entry.
in this universe.
Hey, you don't think you need global entry?
Oh, man.
You don't think you need global entry?
It took us 2 minutes to get through customs on our way back.
You don't think you need global entry until you find yourself without global entry.
Global entry.
Oh, buddy.
It comes with my credit card, which is awesome.
Right.
But obviously there's a fee for the credit card. So anyway, along the way, I can just tell Chris is like, are you okay?
Right.
Like, and he's a saint and takes care of me in such a nice way. And I felt myself feeling like I needed to overcome this horrific feeling I was having inside. But it did also push me to the point where I was like, I am not letting this ruin my last day. And I didn't. We went to the black sand beach that we wanted to go to. I ate saltine crackers and drank a Costa Rican Pedialyte as he drank a pina colada and ate the same meal that I think might have been responsible for what got me sick the day before. But that's fine. He wanted to try it. That's on him.
That's on him.
And we made great memories, and it's something that we'll always remember. Now, at the airport the next day, we had a 15-hour travel day. It's a 5-hour shuttle from where we were in Costa Rica to the airport, and then we had some delays along the way, and we're in the Houston airport, and I'm just trying to get some soup at the United Club because I know they have soup.
Yeah.
And we had some issues. We're not members. Someone was sending us a guest pass to use. It didn't work. Blah, blah, blah,
you're
blah,
those people. We don't like you people.
The guest passes people? I'm sorry, the poors? Yeah, Listen, we earn our Delta. The woman was like, do you guys travel a lot? Why don't you get a card yourself? We said, we're a Delta Club member.
I don't like you people.
We're Delta Club
I see you people every other time I'm in there. They're always like, I think. They're like, are you a member? Well, I think.
We had to watch it happen.
I think I am. No, you're not. No, you're not. You know you are, or you're not. You either know you are, or you're not.
We're clearly not.
Don't try to sneak into the Delta Club.
But I needed soup. And we get to the top, and there's no soup. There's just cold cut sandwiches, and I'm just miserable at this point. And I start crying a little bit because it's been a long day.
Sure.
And Chris was like, oh no. He's like, has it been worse than you've let on? And I was like, it's worse right now because we've been traveling for 10 hours.
That's right.
I've been sick for 48 hours, and I have to go to work in the morning.
Right.
When I was in Costa, I promise you, Chris, nothing ruined a second of. We will laugh about this for the rest of our days.
Right.
I won't remember the travel home. I'll remember that beautiful sunset and us being committed to getting Instagram pictures and all of that while I'm puking off to the side every now and then. And I had a great time with it. But I can now be a little upset on our way home back to reality because it's fun. It's all fair and to be sick in Costa Rica on the beach where you're sleeping and throwing up and sleeping and throwing up. But when you have work the next morning, it's less fun.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I understand. But similar to just because you said you didn't love the meal, ruining the meal, me suddenly expressing how terrible I felt in that moment, led to doubt for him from the day before. And I was like, no. The trip was perfect. My God, you planned an incredible trip.
The whole issue was that I tend to answer questions directly and specifically and honestly. So if you say, do you like this food? If I don't like it, I say no.
Yeah.
And if I do, I say yes. But if I say no, it doesn't mean I'm not having a great time. It just means I specifically do not like the food you had just asked me about.
And I just reached my breaking point. I get to a point where I have pushed through and I am having a good time. And I can have a good time with almost anything. Truly, you could send me to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I would have been like, wow, thank you so much for this surprise trip to Albuquerque. But I'll reach a point, if enough things have happened, I'll hit my breaking point, and that's when I can't fake it anymore.
My problem would be the anxiety would set in, not knowing where I'm going. And then if it happened to be somewhere I didn't want to be, I would not be able to fake it like this is the most amazing thing in the world. I would be like, so tell me again why we're in Albuquerque. I would say something like that.
What are we doing?
Yeah, so
here?
Thank you. I would be like, hey, thank you. This is real sweet, but we're in Albuquerque. Now what? Are we going to the Breaking Bad house, I guess?
Again?
We're going to the Breaking Bad house,
okay.
I guess. I wouldn't be able to fake this is the most amazing thing in the world unless it was actually the most amazing thing in the world. Yeah. I could still have a great time, but I would not be able to show you that.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to fake it with you.
I mean, like I assumed for a while that we were going to go to like an all-inclusive in Mexico because we had ended up on that side of TikTok for a while. And so I just thought, oh, maybe it's one of those. And that would have been awesome. Like I'd be like, sweet, pool, beach, free drinks, fun.
Yeah.
Would have had the time of my life. Chris just happened to like knock it completely out of the park and provided a very unique experience that will be hard to replicate in any other way.
All right. As we were talking about people trying to sneak into the Sky Clubs.
Yes.
It made me think of this story.
Oh, God.
Tell me, these things just stick with me, and I never get over them.
Okay.
They're just always something I think about, like these little moments. Tell me how big of a jerk I was. Bennett, you weigh in on this as well. I'm in that Delta Sky Club literally every week. Miss Pam's got.
You live there.
Miss Pam's got my drink ready when I walk in. All right.
That's insane.
Like as soon as I walk in, I don't even have to go to the bar. I just set my bag down to identify where I will sit today, and Miss Pam will come bring me my first.
Bennett and I can't relate. Miss Pam doesn't know our names.
She will come bring me my first drink, and she'll say, "Hey, baby, where are you going this time?" And I say, "Miss Pam,
back to New York.
I'm going back to New York." You always back and forth to New York. I love these people. All right, they're the best. So anyway, I go in, and there's this man, and he's at the counter, and there's only one counter open. There's only one place to tap into the Sky Club. And he's doing this thing. He's like, well, I think I have a pass, and it's supposed to be here. He's doing one of those things. I've seen this guy 1,000 times. You don't have a pass. You were going to try to get in because somebody told you to just try, and they might let you. And now here you are. And now I'm standing behind you waiting. And he's like, it's supposed to, I think it's here. This is going on for like 45 seconds.
Oh, no, 45 seconds.
How
did you live?
It could have been 47. Oof. And so I went, this is exactly what I did. I said, excuse me real quick. Boom. And the woman goes, well, I'm with him real quick. And I said, yeah, but it's fine. I'm just going to head on back. And I clocked myself in. It scanned the whole thing. And because I thought, I'll never see this guy again.
Did he sit next to you on the flight?
He came. So I go in, throw my bag down. Miss Pam gets me my drink. I'm over there getting some macaroni and cheese or whatever. Here comes Buddy. And he's right there getting macaroni and cheese with me. And then I just felt awkward because we had this interaction out there.
You should have. He was struggling.
Okay.
He had his right to be in the club.
I know.
Yeah.
But I thought he was one of them people who were just trying to get in there and he shouldn't have been trying. And
so what happened to us this time is we had
No, I would tell you.
Okay.
I can tell you okay. So we're just standing there and I just blew right by this guy. And I go, I felt like I needed to say something.
Oh, God.
Did I not need to?
Oh, no, you just ignored.
Did I not need to say something?
I don't think you needed to make it worse.
In my head.
What did you say? I need to know how it ends.
Okay, I said.
I need to know how it ends.
We're both standing there at like the little buffet line in the Sky Club, and I said, "Hey man, I didn't mean to blow by you like that." And he goes, "Yes, you did."
Oh, what a boss! I'm on his side.
Hey, okay,
I'm on his side.
So I swear to God, this is how I responded because at that point.
You ain't gonna one up me, bud.
Because then it was like, I'm trying to be nice and say, hey, I'm sorry. This is my way of saying I'm sorry. I said, hey, man, I didn't mean to blow by you like that. And he goes, yes, you did. And I said, you're right, I did.
I did.
I said, you're right, I did.
Did he laugh?
No.
Oh, my God.
No.
Oh, I have such secondhand anxiety.
And then we just went our separate ways. But I wasn't going to let him talk to me like that. I was trying to be nice. I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow by you like that. He goes, yes, you did. I said, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You're right.
I think
did.
if it had been like 2 minutes and he was struggling, the agent they're so good at working that situation. The agent's always like, all right, you step off to the side, sir. We're going to figure this out.
That's what I thought it was.
You come through.
That's what I thought
But you just got too antsy. You got the antsies in your pantsies.
Really aggressive.
I got too big for my britches.
You did. You knew Miss Pam was going to put that drink down, and you were like, God, I got to get to my Delta Sky Club drink.
I couldn't wait 1 minute. I couldn't wait 1 minute.
I will say there are absolutely worse interactions that Delta Sky Clubs have seen, because, people who frequent the Delta Sky Club can have a level of status embedded into their soul, a level of expectation. I don't know the word that I'm searching for here, but just that privilege.
Yeah.
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 But yours is right in the middle, I'd say.
Hey, I tell you, just if you don't mind, sometimes I do nice things too.
Oh, that's good.
I've done this before. Every time you, like at LaGuardia, they have a bunch of these little machines, and you just go up and it says, and it scans your thing and it says, do you want to just myself or myself plus one or myself plus more than one, because I can bring people with me.
Yeah. Oh.
And so I see a little family struggling there to get in. They're like, well, we think, they're doing that thing.
That is nice.
And I said, how many of there are you? And they were like, 3. And I said, you're with me. Come on.
That's very nice of you.
All right.
You've redeemed yourself,
so
at least in this moment.
So I've had good days and I've had bad days.
Yeah.
That's like most people, right?
Yeah.
Just try to have more good than bad.
We literally saw this happen, because we show up, we were each sent separate passes. What ended up happening is the person sending us the passes sent us the same pass. And so then while we were going to the side to try to figure it out and try to get the correct passes sent, we watch hordes of people go through, and we watched that same thing happen. And the woman running the counter is pretty cranky about it. The people behind are pretty cranky about it. And there was one older lady, and she was really struggling. She goes, I promise. She goes, I normally print out my pass, but I didn't have access to a printer, and I don't really understand how the app works. And I was like, oh God. Oh, we're all in such a hurry. Live the Pura Vida.
How about this? And then we'll get you out of here.
Oh, it's okay.
In the spirit of struggling with the app.
Yeah.
So I took my mother to the Final Four last season, right, in April. And her first Final Four. And, all right, Mom, they're going to email you the ticket, and it's going to be
And you can't be there with her.
No, I'm on set. She's on her own, all right? She's by herself. Now, once she gets in the stadium, she's gonna be sitting with people that she's met and whatever.
Yeah.
But she's on her own trying to get in. She can't figure it out. And so there's these 2 men right behind her in line, they're doing the same thing she's doing. And they see her struggling. And they're like, ma'am, do you need some help? And she's like, yes, I can't. They emailed me the ticket, but now I can't find it in the email, and I don't know how to get it into my app. And they were like, well, if you don't mind, can I take a look at it? And they boom, 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 and it's, then it's there, it's done, right? And they said, so who you a fan of? And she's like, oh, I'm not really a fan of any of the teams.
I'm a fan of Gary Parrish. Are you familiar with him?
She goes, I'm not really a fan of any of the teams, but I'm from Memphis, and so I'm a Memphis fan, but they're not here. But my son covers college basketball. And they said, your son's from Memphis and covers college basketball. And she was like, yeah. And they were like, what's his name? And she was like, his name's Gary Parrish. And they were like, oh, yeah, we know Gary. We know Gary. And she goes, well, my name's Jackie. And they were like, and they said, so you're a Memphis fan, huh? And she was like, yeah, die hard. I bleed blue. And she was like, so what do you guys do? And they were like, we're basketball coaches. And she was like, oh, wow, where do you guys work? And they were like, you don't want to know. And she was like, oh, no, wait. She goes, yeah, we both work at Kansas. We were on the 2008 Kansas staff.
Oh, my God.
It was Norm Roberts and another Kansas staffer. So I get a text from my mom. She's got a selfie with Norm Roberts.
That's hysterical.
And she's like, I hate that Kansas team and Mario
Chalmers.
Chalmers.
These guys are good by me.
But these guys are the best.
What an awesome Final Four story.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The apps are tough, man.
Hard.
The apps are tough. The apps are tough.
Yeah.
The apps are tough. All right, let me ask you one more question, then get you out of here.
Okay.
I thought Jaren's column for the Players Tribune was really sweet and perfect. I thought he nailed it.
I cried. I genuinely cried. I have no issue admitting it.
I don't want to say I cried, but it moved me. It moved me in a way that I wanted my sons to read it. And I don't send my sons. I don't think I've ever sent my little guys a column, period. They don't read the top 25 and 1. I don't say, hey, Dad's been working on this. Read it and tell me what you think. They know what I do for a living. They see me on TV sometimes. They see me on YouTube sometimes. But I don't ask them to read things, and I don't think that they do. Yeah. But I wanted them to read that. And
I thought it was beautiful.
I thought it was great.
I will read the Players Tribune pieces from time to time, but it's not like I'm like marinating in them, and I don't think about them often. Truly, the only one that ever comes to mind is the Kevin Love one. I just referenced it last week, where he talked about his mental health battles, and I thought it was beautiful.
They often come across as self-indulgent, like, okay,
but
buddy.
they don't come across, I was talking with Lang about it earlier, they don't come across like they were written by the person, which, they're not in its entirety. Like, there's a team that helps craft your story and put it out there, and they have a brand, and that's, what the Players Tribune is. But I do think they do a good job of trying to capture the voice, but there's like a how authentic is this kind of thing. And when I read the piece by Jaren, I really felt that was Jaren's authentic message that he was trying to convey.
It sounded
that's
like
how
him.
he feels.
It sounded like him.
I thought so too.
And it sounded sincere.
Yeah. A true sincerity, the reflection on, the various high points of his career here, the fact that it was 8 years, the idea that, like, when he pointed out for those players, like, it's all they knew.
Yeah.
Like, he was Memphis or bust. It's not like they're, a bunch of free agents, a bunch of traded guys coming around. Like, the core of it was guys who were drafted to play in Memphis and then played in Memphis.
And didn't want to be anywhere else.
No, because they don't know anything else.
Well, this is the point I made about Ja very early in his career when he's blowing up and becoming a star, and people are already paranoid about the idea of, he's going to want to leave Memphis at some point. And I'm like, maybe. I mean, who knows? But the one thing you need to understand about Ja Morant is Memphis, you ready for this, is the nicest place he's ever lived by far. It just is.
I also think Memphis is such in that vein, it's a place where if you're someone like Ja, obviously Ja Morant's like the peak of it, but you build a life here, and it does feel like a city that still takes care of its people. You don't get lost in the like proverbial sauce of the big city, the medium city, whatever. Like, you have a place here, and there are people who know you and people who say hi to you, and people, you experience it. I experience it. Bennett experiences. Ja experiences it on an absurd level, I'm sure. But there's this real special nature to this city. I lived in other places before I lived here, so I can look at it from that side. But for the people who began their careers here and didn't know anything else, like, it's a place that takes care of you, and it feels cool. There's an authenticity here that I think is hard to replicate in other spots.
I like that we've had players come through here who aren't from here.
And liked it.
And make their home here.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Miller could live anywhere in the world. He chose to live in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Allen could live anywhere in the world. He's not from here. He made his home in Memphis. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think that does say something about Memphis. And if you didn't know it, and I think we did, but if you didn't know it, well, then you were able to read it in that column. Memphis mattered to Jaren and will forever.
Sincerely.
It came across that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he did that. Not usually, but I sometimes don't even take the time to read those things. It's like, oh yeah, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
And I took the time to read it because I felt like I needed to. But once I was done, I was glad I did, and I wanted to share. I wanted to share it with other people.
You didn't want to ask me about Grizzlies Jazz?
I do have an update.
Let's see how serious we are about this thing. What's your update, Bennett?
I don't know if we're as serious as they are. They have updated their injury report. Larry Markkinen is questionable with illness tonight.
He's
been added to the injury report for the Jazz.
I worked through the remnants of food poisoning yesterday, so Lori.
Poor Lori Markkinen just sitting in a downtown hotel.
Poor Lori.
Oh, he's so sick in a downtown hotel.
I'm so sad he feels so bad.
Lori Markkinen's so sick. He's probably running around at Shelby Farms, fishing. What if he's fishing out at Shelby Farms? What if Lori Markkinen is just out at Shelby?
What if he's fishing down on the Mississippi River?
He might just be fishing.
I passed some people fishing there the other week, and I was like, good for you.
Good for you.
That's a choice.
I like fishing.
I don't.
Because you have a problem with the actual like putting a hook in a fish mouth?
Oh, no. I mean, I guess kind of. I've never thought of it that way. I'm just not very good at it, and I don't like things that I'm not good at.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think I'm good at it either, but I kind of like the idea of
just hanging there.
I just kind of like the idea of just sitting there. It seems peaceful.
Okay.
I haven't really done it in a while, but I think I would like it.
All right.
I think I'd just like to sit on a boat and look at the water. I think that's what I mean.
I just want to be on the water.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd rather have like a beer in my hand and be on the water than have to fish.
Yeah,
but
sure. All right. I think that's enough out of you.
All right.
I think that's enough out of you for one Friday.
Okay.
All right. Hey, you enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Congratulations on your Costa Rican trip.
Pura vida.
And I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
All right.
I got fluids.
Good for you.
I got an IV.
Fluids are important.
Oh my God, it changed I swear it cured me.
Fluids are important.
I know.
All right, good for you. All right, I'll see you later. I'll see you on Monday morning.
Can't wait.
All right, I can't wait either. That's Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. When we come back, turn our attention to Tiger basketball. Oh, buddy, they got blasted last night at South Florida, and after the game, Penny Hardaway nearly came to tears. It was an uncomfortable press conference moment. We'll show it to you next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation. It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
How are you able to release and have an instrumental song become a huge deal?
And I forget who the disc jockey was, but he put the wrong side on. He put the Green Onions by mistake and played the B side instead of the A side.
No!
And that's when the change happened. These people started to call the station and say, play that song again.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings, and even on Saturday. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Final score, South Florida 87, Memphis 66. If you were hoping the Tigers would go down to Tampa and make a statement against the first place Bulls, well, I mean, I guess they did, but it's not the kind of statement you wanted. Bennett, what are we going to do?
Man, I mean, nothing this season unless you find a way to catch fire and win this conference tournament, which obviously it's hard to be optimistic about at all right now after what happened last night. And what's been happening recently. So this, I mean, it feels like we're headed towards a lost season. And we'll see what happens, man. That was so just all the way around. I know we're going to show the video of the post game. It just, everything about last night sucks.
Yeah, I mean, the game was over quickly. I know they cut it to whatever at some point, but they were never winning that game once it started. So that's now 3 straight losses and 2 straight blowout losses. Like I said yesterday, basketball games are basketball games. They can play out in a variety of ways, but Memphis is never supposed to be a double-digit underdog to Utah State in a men's basketball game. Like, I say this respectfully to Utah State, but this is Memphis basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Utah State basketball. And for decades, they have operated at two different levels.
Yes.
And forget what happened in the game last Saturday. Even before tip-off, it was like, all the data's in, and Utah State should beat Memphis badly. They were a double-digit underdog to Utah State. That should never happen. That's a problem. Last night, like an 8.5-point underdog to South Florida. The South Florida, what? That's one of the schools you used to beat when you went 16-0 in conference play badly. That's who that is. Now they're 8.5-point favorites over you, and they go out and beat you by 21? It's bad.
Yes.
12-14 on the season now. 7-6 in the American, despite having the highest payroll in the conference. And I hope that doesn't get lost. To the extent we're having conversations about the Penny Hardaway era right now, they aren't conversations based around the idea of, I don't know why he can't do what John Calipari is doing at Arkansas, or what Pat Kelsey's doing at Louisville, or what Bill Self is doing at Kansas. What people are asking, what boosters are asking. Okay, we understand why we can't be what we once was. There's a lot of different reasons for that, why we can't be what we once were. But why can't we be competitive with Utah State and South Florida? Why are we 7-6 in a league that ranks 10th in the country, behind all the power conferences, sure, but also the Mountain West, the Atlantic 10, the West Coast Conference, and the Missouri Valley? Maybe Penny Hardaway doesn't have enough money to compete with the Kansases and the Dukes of the world. But he's got more money at his fingertips than every program in the American, including the one that just beat Memphis by 21 last night. That's a fact. He has more money than every other American program, but you don't have the results. And you can tell that it's starting to wear on him, that he is feeling it, because last night we got a pretty interesting moment in the postgame press conference. Kyra, if you've got it queued up, let's watch it together.
So much emotion from you tonight during that game. It's very obvious.
I wanted that game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just... I just wanted the game.
I was going to ask how you keep from losing it when things are going the way they have been.
I'm just going to keep riding with my guys and believing in God. That's what I'm going to do. It's tough because we've never been here, but it's not impossible.
Thanks, Coach.
That's like, that breaks my heart.
Dude, I like that. I hated that last night. I just, it sucked to see that. It truly bummed me out.
Like, you never want to see that man that upset, that bothered. And that's why I've just sort of decided Memphis can handle this however they want. You can ask me questions. I'll answer them honestly. But I'm just not going to be the one who does the show saying, screaming, they have to fire Penny Hardaway at the end of the season. I just don't want that. I don't want to be the guy yelling, fire Penny Hardaway.
No, and the thing...
I don't want that. Like, and it's not even because I couldn't stand on it or make a compelling case. It's just because, I don't know, maybe when I was 39, I would have done it differently than I will at this age. But he means too much to this city. He means too much to that university. He's somebody I grew up looking up to and then got to know in real life because of my career. And we're not best friends. I think you could probably assume that. But we have a perfectly reasonable professional relationship to the extent that when I see him, we can shake hands and hug or whatever. It's a totally reasonable professional relationship. I don't see him that often. But when I bump into him at the Final Four like I did last April at the lobby of the hotel, walked right up to him, we exchanged pleasantries. It was good. We didn't hang out all night, but it was good. When I see him out at the golf course, we're at the same golf course a lot. When I see him out there, it's cool. We don't play together, but it's fine. And I would just like it to always be that way. I will tell you the truth, but I will do it in a softer tone. Yeah. And I'm not going to stand up and say they have to do this. I think it can get to a point where it becomes crystal clear. It's time. I don't know that we're there yet, but I can imagine it getting there. I think when it's ultimately the time to do it, everybody will know. But I'm just not going to scream it. I'm just not. But I understand if somebody else does, because it's gotten to a rough place. But more than anything, I hate seeing it take that toll on him. That's that emotion you see in him. That's not just about losing a basketball game on a Thursday night. That's about you are feeling your whole existence as you've created it crumble a little bit. For the first time in your life, and this is a man in his 50s who's been famous since he was in his teens. You can never overstate how hard this must be for him. And I'm very aware of it. Imagine being, for decades, maybe the most famous and most loved person in a city of this size for decades. That's who he has been. I guess maybe there was a minute where it could have been John Calipari, and maybe there was a minute where it was John Morant. But Penny Hardaway has been loved in this city for decades, almost without exception. And some of those same people who have asked him for selfies and who have him framed in their houses and offices right now, some of the same people who have showed up at that weekly radio show, some of the same people who have traveled to road games, some of the same people he's seen love him his whole life are now some of the people saying it's time for him to go. And he hears that and he feels that. And I can't imagine what that would be like. None of us, or almost none of us, ever get to be as famous as Penny Hardaway or as loved as Penny Hardaway. I have no illusions about my place in this world. But I think about this sometimes. Like, there have been times where I've seen on social media where people I consider friends don't like what it is I'm saying about whether it's the Tigers or the Grizzlies or whatever. And at some point, their allegiance to that thing seems to trump their friendship with me, which is totally fine, by the way. I'm sitting here having opinions every day about things, so it'd be kind of crazy for me to get mad about other people having opinions, even if they're opinions about me. So I acknowledge up front. But when I see it, does it sit with me a certain way? Yeah. Yeah. Like if I saw somebody I used to hang out with and still consider a friend on Twitter saying, I read Gary Parrish's column about something, and that's the dumbest column I've ever read. He's an idiot. I don't even know why he has that job. I mean, I see stuff like that every day, but it's from like whoever, whatever. But like if it was from somebody I know, and somebody who I know used to love me, but now they're publicly expressing that opinion about me, that would bother me. I'd get over it. I'd be fine, but it'd be hard. Now think about if you're Penny Hardaway. That's the whole city. The whole city is his friend. The whole city is who's loved him forever. Everybody in the city who's had access to him at some point has asked him for a picture. As Jeff Calkins wrote a column one time, there's probably more selfies with Penny Hardaway in the greater Memphis area than there are of any other human in the history of the world. And now all of those same people who've been loving you forever now are very loudly, in some cases, saying you don't need to have this job anymore. That's how you end up in tears in a press conference after a game in Tampa, Florida on a Thursday night. Yeah. That's how that happens. That's not about turnovers or missed shots or a missed opportunity. That's about, man, I am putting everything I have into this thing, and it is not working, and I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I watched that last night, and I don't get angry about the state of Memphis basketball. The way when it torpedoed under Tubby, I was actually like angry about the state of Memphis basketball because I knew how much it meant, and because I didn't understand why everybody else wasn't angry about it. I didn't understand why some people were like, maybe give it one more year. If you want to know why I got loud then, that's it. It wasn't because I thought I needed to yell the same thing every day. It's because I had resistance on my own radio station. It was like I would, from 4 to 6, say, you got to fire Tubby and hire Penny, and this is why, and this is how it will work. And then other people would say, no, you need to see if he can get Tyler Harris. And then if you enroll a whatever, then everything will be fine. And I was like, if you think Tyler Harris fixes Tiger basketball, with all due respect, you're out of your mind. Derrick Rose played here. Now you're shooting for Tyler Harris? You used to have Derrick Rose. Now you're hopeful for Tyler Harris? You've already lost the plot, if that's where we're at. So that's why it got loud, because I felt like I was arguing with somebody. I felt like I needed to convince everybody. This one, I can argue it either way in this moment. I could make a compelling argument either way. And I wouldn't make any declarations on February 20th because these things can spiral pretty quickly. And I do imagine there's a scenario where this thing gets so bad where you just go, it's time. It's time. We can't let it get any worse. I promise you, 2 weeks before they fired Jerome Tang at Kansas State, they did not think they were firing Jerome Tang at Kansas State. But it got to a place for a lot of different reasons where they felt like we cannot go forward with this. There's a possibility that could happen here. I think more likely, Penny Hardaway will be the coach at Memphis next season if he wants to be. In part because it would cost a lot of money to get rid of him. Like, it's not an insignificant amount of money to get rid of him. And so when you combine that with the fact, I think, that if you did do it after this season, you would have some Memphis fans who would say, we hate it came to this, but it was time. I'm glad we've moved on. Those people would exist. And in some cases, those people are the money people. But you would also have a segment of the fan base that would say, you did him dirty. Yeah, this season was bad and went off the rails, and it's inexcusable. We agree on that. But this man was in the NCAA tournament last year with a 5 seed. And if his point guard doesn't get hurt, he probably wins a game in the NCAA tournament. At least one, maybe 2. And a year later, you're firing him because his point guard got hurt last NCAA tournament, and because Dane Danger didn't get a waiver, and because PJ Haggerty got squirrely with them. And now you're just going to blow up Penny Hardaway a year after he had a good team that didn't advance because somebody got hurt, and after he got screwed by the NCAA on a Dane Danger waiver and screwed by PJ Haggerty, and you're just going to move him? Like, you say you love this guy, your proudest alum, and you're just going to move him like that. Just discard to go hire who, by the way? Who are you even bringing in here?
Well, that's my, that's been my stance.
Yeah,
what you just said.
Okay, so I think both of those exist.
Yep.
Both of those exist. If you were to move on Penny at the end of the season, you would have people who would say it was past time. Thank God this is over. And you would have people who would say all the stuff I just said. You did it a year after. Like, yeah, this is a bad year, but of course it just went the wrong way on him. But and maybe he miscalculated a whole bunch of stuff and got himself into this situation. Sure. But like, shouldn't you give him one more chance to get it right? I think that part of the fan base exists too. And that's why if you move him after the season, it can get very complicated. Yep. Whereas if you bring him back, we had Drew Hill on earlier in the week. Drew wrote the column about get a general manager, bring him back, hire a general manager, give him the most money in his league again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then say, all right, now we're all on the same page. Everybody knows what the standard is. Everybody knows what you have to get done this season. And then we go into next season, and by the time we get to March, there's not two different portions of the fan base. Everybody understands. You go into next season, you take all these people from over here and all these people from over here, and these people over here might be mad that he's getting another year, but they'll understand. And these people over here will be glad that he's getting another year. But what these people over here are going to have to understand is that if next season isn't great, it's over.
Yeah.
And I think that at least makes sense to me, unless this thing spirals really bad over the next few weeks, and then maybe we got to have another conversation.
For sure. I think that he deserves the right to try to fix this. I do not think any other coach would deserve the right to try to fix this.
Let's be clear about this.
Yeah.
Any other coach with any other name, any other race, any other, you name it, with Penny Hardaway's Wikipedia page, with his results and everything else that has happened on his watch in the Memphis basketball program, this is just true. Anybody else would have already lost this job years ago, and no way would come back next season. All right? Anybody else, Josh Pastner, Tubby Smith, John Shire, Rick Pitino, anybody else as the Memphis coach with these results and all of the stuff that's gone on would have already lost this job. That is not debatable. And there is one person on this planet who could keep this job under these circumstances as long as he's kept it, and it is Penny Hardaway, period.
And that's the reason that I really, truly believe that he deserves the right to fix it, too. It's because I see that last night, man, and I'm just like, there is no other coach that is going to care that much about this program.
Well, that's great, but I care about that program, too, but I shouldn't be coaching it. My mom cares about that program, and she should not be coaching it. At some point, you got to be able to do the job to keep the job, period.
That's very true. I completely agree with that. But again, I go back to, and you just said it, so I'm not going, but he was in the NCAA tournament last year. He's one of your proudest alums. I would give him a year to try to fix it. Yes.
I think the safest and most financially sensible thing to do is probably that. But it's not crystal clear, and I don't think it's something you got to decide on February 20th.
We still have games. Yeah,
it stinks that we got to this point. It's just, and that made me sad. I didn't go to bed last night mad about the state of Memphis basketball. I went to bed last night going, man, it's really wearing on Penny, and I know that he's got all the money in the world and his life will be fine, but his life's not fine right now. He's struggling right now. You don't come to nearly tears after a Thursday night loss in February unless you feel it really overwhelming you. And so I don't like seeing him like that. I hope he figures it out.
Me too.
Number 2.
Purdue, Indiana is the primetime game on Friday night. I give credit to Fox here. Used to, and I mean, by used to, I mean not too long ago, like just a few years ago, Monday was an awesome night in college basketball. Tuesday, amazing. Wednesday, good. Thursday, not as great, but still some good stuff. And then Friday, it was like Ivy League, mid-major stuff.
Yeah.
Like Ohio might be playing whoever it is Ohio plays. And, Yale could play Princeton, but that's about all you got on Friday night. In other words, if you worked in college basketball, Friday night was a good night to, take your family to dinner or watch wrestling or whatever. Fox decided, you know what? If nobody else is putting power conference basketball on in prime time, why don't we? And see if we can get an audience for it. And so they're taking Big East teams, Big Ten teams, and throwing them in prime time on Friday nights, like every single week. And we've had Michigan State, Michigan, St. John's, UConn. Tonight it's Purdue, Indiana. Obviously, the game not as good as it could have been. Purdue was preseason number 1. Indiana's Indiana. But it's still a big game. And the ratings have been great for these Friday night games. They're like getting triple, quadruple the ratings of the Friday night NBA doubleheader. So Amazon, ESPN, Peacock, they pay crazy money for the NBA, but it is getting trampled. One of the big nights for the NBA is supposed to be Friday night. It's getting trampled by the Fox game. Whatever Fox game. College basketball is just killing the NBA in television ratings on every day, but specifically on Friday nights. So I started thinking, like we have contracts, CBS, with the Big Ten and the Big East and the Big 12. Is this something we could do? Like, could we put on Friday night basketball? And then I went and looked at what is in prime time and Friday nights on CBS. And I don't even remember the name of the show. But it's like, it does like 10 million.
Oh, I mean, I don't. You can speak to it way better than I can. But, man, those shows do numbers.
It is crazy.
It's wild.
It's like, there's a show tonight. Let's see what's coming on tonight. Anyway, whatever CBS show is on tonight in prime time, I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. Well, tonight they're actually doing a This Is UFC thing on CBS because we have.
Oh, yeah, y'all got UFC now.
We got UFC now on Paramount
I'm enjoying
Plus.
the hell out of that. I ain't got to pay that premium, buddy.
I can get you a Paramount Plus. I
got to log in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, hey, they're real excited about UFC at Paramount Plus. Except that one guy. You see that one guy hold that press conference the other day and say a bunch of wild stuff?
Who, Sean Strickland?
Oh,
no,
man.
He's very problematic for UFC.
Oh, man.
He is extremely problematic for UFC. Maybe not extremely problematic for UFC, but like for a sport that's got guys that say wild stuff, he says wild stuff.
Oh, but buddy, if he was in the NBA, he'd be banned for the life. Yes.
For life.
He would be banned for life.
Yes.
For there was 10 things he said the other day that he would be banned for life for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's these shows that like NBC and CBS, they put on in prime time. They never win awards.
I know.
You don't know anybody in them. But they do. 10 million people watch them every time.
Mm-hmm. I've figured out why.
Why?
Well, because my parents sometimes watch shows like that, and it is the people that are typically older, but they're working all day and everything, and they want to get off when they get off, and they just want to like decompress in front of the TV for an hour. They want to put on something that they don't have to already know about. Right. And these shows you can pick up wherever. It doesn't matter. And you just you know what's going on in 2 minutes.
They tend to have a story that, like if you try to watch Breaking Bad,
you can't just pick up in the middle of that.
You can't just watch season 1, episode 6, and because like nothing, there might be no story in there at all. Mm-hmm. It could just be an hour of television. You're like, well, that was some good acting. But like, what did they do?
What happened?
What is the point? Whereas in these shows that like primetime network television shows, they're often like, yeah, there's a story going on throughout a season, like there would be for Breaking Bad. But there's also a story within this one episode that you will have here's this person, here's what they're up against, here's how they got out of it, the end.
Yep.
And then they'll tell the larger story over the course of the season, but there's going to be a story within this hour that you can follow, and it's just easy to consume. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's just easy to consume. It's not hard to watch. So that's why you don't get CBS primetime Friday night basketball games. I was curious. I was like, why don't we do this? I thought I had a good idea. And they were like, nah.
Not so fast,
they were
buddy.
like, hey,
leave that to us, man.
Hey, they were like, hey, just go back over there to your little CBS Sports Network studio and when it's time to talk at halftime, just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk at halftime. How about this? You talk at halftime, and we'll set the television schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a stay in your lane moment. It was a stay in your lane moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, Purdue, Indiana tonight on Fox. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Number 3.
I love the Olympics.
I love the Olympics too. I mean, I was waiting on you to, you come on board and join me, and it looks like you are caught up in it now.
I feel so stupid telling people how excited I am about the Olympics because I when I'm telling you, I feel like I'm telling you like I discovered something. Like I discovered like the way it sounds coming out of my mouth is like I'm going, hey, Bennett, this is crazy. There's this barbecue spot. I mean, this is bananas. I don't know if you've ever been there, but like I finally went. I guess people have been talking about it for a little while, and I finally went. And man, it's like, have you ever been to the Rendezvous? Man, you wouldn't believe. And it's like, what? Yeah, everybody knows the Rendezvous is cool. They've been saying it your entire life. And now you're like, hey guys, you know how cool the Rendezvous is? That's what I feel like. Because I was like, you were like, you gonna watch the Olympics? I was like, I don't care about the Olympics. I don't care about these sports. I don't know these people. No, I'm not gonna watch the Olympics. And are we gonna talk about the Olympics? No, we're not gonna talk about the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I want to be clear. I don't know that I would like them live. I don't watch them live.
Why is that?
I like the tape delay. Give me 3 hours. I don't want to know anything going into it.
They do a good job of packaging
it.
They package
it perfectly.
Yes.
I mean, they package it perfectly. And I feel like I'm watching a movie almost. Like I'm learning about these people and I'm getting their stories, and then I'm watching them. Here's your moment. This is it. This is what you've been working your whole life for.
Yeah.
Let's go do it. And I love it. So I try not to know what's going on. And then I like to just turn it on and like have the family in there and let's watch the Olympics together. I'm all in. I can't wait.
It was tough. Yeah, we did pass Italy, by the way. We are in second in medals.
Yeah, in part because of my new favorite skater, Alyssa Liu, figure skating champion. After a 2-year hiatus, do you know her story?
No.
Okay, she was the next great thing. She was the great thing. And she just said, you know what? I don't like doing this anymore. I don't want to do the things that you have to do to be a great figure skater anymore. I don't want to do it. Like when you commit to that lifestyle, like I have relatives who were like gymnasts.
Yeah, yeah.
And like Pat Forty's children, you know, Pat from SI.com.
Oh, yeah, he's got a swimmer. His daughter's a swimmer, yeah.
When you commit to that lifestyle, it ain't like, hey, yeah, I play football. What time's football practice? 3. Till when? 4:30. You got your helmet? Yeah. All right. Have a good football practice. When you commit to being a swimmer at that level, it's like you get up at 4 o'clock. You eat a certain thing. You go run. You go to the pool. You do. It is your life. Jim, my little nieces, I guess, and cousins. It's hard to keep track how you label these people, but they were like, you know, they flipped around a lot, and it was like every morning they get up at this, and this is what they do all day long. And I gather figure skating similar. And Alyssa Liu was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I just want to be a normal person. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but she sounded like, hey, I just want to go to like parties and maybe drink a beer, smoke a joint, and just like hang out and not put myself through this anymore. And so she was just away from the sport for 2 years. And then she decides, you know what? I don't guess it's too late to try to get in the Olympics. Let's give it a shot. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Got her gold medal.
She got her gold medal last night, and she sits down with, I guess, Mike Tirico, and they have that conversation. And again, I know I'm late to the party on this thing, but I finally figured it out. What makes the Olympics great television for families? They do a wonderful job of packaging these stories and saying, we know you don't care about this sport, and we know you don't care about this person, but we're about to tell you the best story about this person that's going to make you care about what they're doing next. It could be anything. This person's going to play checkers. I don't care about it. I don't want to watch people play checkers. But by the time they get through telling the story, you can't wait to watch this person play checkers.
Right.
That's what they do. It's amazing. Tip of the hat to
By the way,
NBC.
our guy Jordan Stolz, who we talked about earlier this week, he didn't make Olympic history. He was upset yesterday and won the silver medal in speed skating, the 1500. That was his big event.
Wow.
He didn't win gold. He won silver. So that hurt a little bit.
I'm disappointed in him, but hopefully he'll do better next time.
Our hockey teams are good, though. Our hockey teams are good. The women beat Canada yesterday.
Saw that. I didn't even know women played hockey.
Yeah, they're going to win. So they won the gold.
Like, I'd never seen women play hockey at all until yesterday.
Well,
I didn't even know where do they do it.
In college.
Okay.
These are all college players. Now, the men, they can have pros now on their team.
Good for them.
So they still are competing for gold. They play later on today.
All right. Well, good for them.
Number 4.
The Chicago Bears really are. It looks like leaving Illinois for Indiana. They took a meaningful step yesterday, opening the door for the storied franchise to leave Illinois and potentially build a new dome stadium in Northwest Indiana. It looked at first like this was just a negotiation thing. Like, hey, Illinois, we need, the Grizzlies in the city of Memphis are going through this right now.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we need this, and then we'll commit to being here, but you got to give us this, and we need this tax break, and we need this, and this tax break, and we need this money, and they were fighting, arguing, negotiating. And finally they were like, hey, we would like our new stadium to be here, but you're making this harder than it needs to be. And the state of Indiana is just right across this border. And let's see if they'll work with us. So you pick up the phone, you call the people in Indiana, and they're like, yeah, we give you that. Yeah, bring it over here. Yeah, of course. And so now it looks like that is the direction. It's not done yet, but they're headed that direction. And some people make the point like, okay, what does it really matter? Because all it really means is that instead of the stadium being here, it's 3 miles over here. It really is like nothing. It's like 10 minutes, right? So what's the difference is what some people would say. Except I think we understand this better than most. And I've made this point before. Last time we talked about this possibility. I think we understand this better than most because of where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in Tennessee right now. Arkansas is just over there. Mississippi's just over there. If the Grizzlies, if the city of Memphis were not going to renovate FedEx Forum, think about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
They just say, hey, no, Grizzlies, you do it yourself. Your owner's worth billions of dollars. We're a broke city. If you want to do arena, you want to renovate your arena, you do it yourself. And the Grizzlies said, no, but thanks for letting us know where we stand. And then they pick up the phone and they call the mayor of South Haven and say, hey, listen, you want an NBA franchise? We're still going to call it the Memphis Grizzlies, but our home arena is going to be in South Haven, Mississippi. Just like it's the New York Giants, but they play in New Jersey. It's the New York Jets, but they play in New Jersey. It'll be the Memphis Grizzlies, but we're building a new state-of-the-art arena in South Haven. Somebody might say, hey, it's 20 minutes that way. Who cares? But people would care, wouldn't they?
People would for sure care.
Oh, yeah. It would be a thing.
Yes.
It would be a thing.
It would definitely be a thing. Yes.
And so that's why it's a thing here. It matters.
Especially because it's the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Like, that's
the Chicago Bears in Indiana just
franchise.
Doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't feel right.
Even if you could stand at one stadium and see the other stadium, they're that close to each other.
Right.
But it's a different state, and it matters. It just would.
I think it matters,
If the Memphis Grizzlies played home games in a new state-of-the-art arena in South Haven, it would not sit well with a lot of Memphians. There would be people who would say, that's not my team anymore. That's Mississippi's team. That's not my team. There would be people who would take that stance no matter how many times we told them, it's just 20 minutes that way. It's just right down the road. It would still be a hard thing for some people. And I gather that's what they're dealing with. I gather that's what they're dealing with right now in Chicago.
Number 5.
Rest in peace, Wes Rucker.
Oh, man. This was awful to see.
Awful.
Like the worst story.
Longtime Tennessee beat writer. He's been on our old show a bunch of times.
Yeah, man.
I mean, a bunch of times. Anytime we were talking Tennessee, that's the guy I wanted to talk to.
He was as plugged in as anybody with the Vols.
43 years old, husband, father. Best I can tell from reading about it, there was a crash on I-40 in Knoxville yesterday afternoon. And we've all been here. Crashes up there, cars are starting to stop, you're starting to stop, and he's just stopped. The crash is up there. Now you're just stuck in traffic behind a crash. And a big truck comes behind, hits another car, that car comes to his car, and he died. Vernon sent it to me. I mean, I was just sitting there enjoying the Olympics, trying to have the best night you can have, all things considered. And Vernon texted me and he was like, have you seen this? And it hadn't been confirmed yet, but there was a lot of stuff on the internet, Twitter, that suggested it was true. And then you get the confirmation a little later on. So it's just heartbreaking, man. And every once in a while somebody will ask, hey, so what do you believe in? And, we have fun with those conversations and stuff. But the one thing I do believe in, if you want, no jokes, I believe in randomness and coincidences. And I believe in the randomness of this world more than that. You have no control over it. That's what I believe in. And it can just all go away quite literally while you're sitting in traffic. I mean, I don't know. My mind just takes me to weird places, but I'm like, that happened to me just a few weeks ago. Driving up. God, look at all these. Literally in an Uber. I think it was last Thursday, coming home. There was an accident on 55 South, and it was clear it was backed up, and my Uber driver said, hey, you want me to sit in this traffic, or is there a way to get off and then get to your house? And I was like, yeah, get off here at Goodman Road, go down to 51, then take 51 South. But before we could get to that exit, we were just sitting in traffic. We were just sitting there. What if that same truck came up behind me, hit the car, that car hits me? It's over.
Dude,
that's it.
It's why I didn't know that's what happened here in this situation. Literally happened to me this morning.
There you go.
There's a wreck. We had to stop. Like pretty quickly, and the truck behind me had to pull off on the side, like on the side of the freeway, because they were going to hit me because they did not have enough time to slow down. Like, that's how fast that stuff happens.
I just imagine, like, what is he doing? Like, what would you be doing? All right, you're stuck in traffic. You've been working all day, trying to get home to see your wife and your kid. Now you're stuck in traffic. And you're probably just, I don't know. This is what I'd just be like, sitting here, looking, seeing if anything's moving. Just be scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's over.
Yeah.
And then it's just lights out. That's it. Game over. That was always the weird thing. None of this is unique. I get it. Like, this is the way the world works.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the Kobe thing is always stuck with me like that. He just woke up. It was a Sunday. He just woke up and he was taking his daughter to a basketball game, and he got her little teammates and their parents and like, hey, yeah, everybody just get on the helicopter and we'll go to the game. And they're just having a perfectly normal Sunday for them. And then it's just over.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are car crashes every day. I know this happens every single day. But it's obviously, it hits different when it's somebody you know. When it's somebody who you know, I won't pretend I was best friends with Wes, but I spent time around him and obviously worked around him. I think I'd helped him with stuff. He'd helped me with stuff. What I knew of him was A+, man. That was somebody who did his job hard, did his job well. By all accounts, loved his wife, loved his he was a good dude. And, to be gone at 43 just like that out of nowhere, that's seems unfair.
Yep.
That's what I believe in. I believe in the randomness of life and how unfair it can be sometimes. I believe that sometimes good things happen to good people. And I think sometimes good things happen to bad people. And I think sometimes bad things happen to good people. And I think sometimes bad things happen to bad people. And often there's not really any rhyme or reason to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why good things happen to bad people all the time in this world, in this country. But I know that it does. Good things happen to bad people all the time. And bad things happen to good people all the time. And yesterday was, I think if we're putting it in categories, that's an example of bad thing happened to a good person. Be back in a second.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Hey Grind City, got uninvited house guests? When it comes to bugs, we don't bluff. We Terminex it. Don't let a pest problem spin out of control. Our pest-free 365 Plus plan protects against up to 39 different kinds of pests. Even better, Grizz fans can take $50 off by visiting Terminex.com and enter code SAVE50. Terms apply. With more than 95 years of experience squashing pest issues big and small, we're set to square off against the toughest bugs out there. Own the 2025-26 Grizzly season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
You don't have to wait until summer for the ultimate hoops experience with the Junior Grizzlies. Boys and girls ages 6 to 14 can build skills and boost confidence at Junior Grizzlies spring camps presented by Ortho South. Find a camp near you and register today at grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. Let's do carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
It's now being reported Curt Cignetti at Indiana, national championship winning coach, has agreed to a new contract extension. He now makes $13.2 million per year on average. Length of the contract still the same, but it goes up from 11.6 to 13.2. I guess if you want to have a conversation about whether a football coach should be making $13 million a year from a public university, that's a decent conversation to have. But if anybody deserves it, it's probably that guy.
What are we watching on TV? What's today's biggest game?
Well, Bennett, I know it's harder than it looks, pushing those little buttons. I know, I've never done it. See, that's the thing. I think my instincts are to go, it's just like you just got to punch buttons. Just listen to me talk. Just kind of halfway pay attention. And then when I shut up, just you got to hit your little button. And I think my instincts are going, that must be easy. But now I know it must be challenging.
Thanks for acknowledging that.
It has to be harder than it looks.
Yep.
Otherwise, it has to be harder than it looks. Otherwise, you wouldn't mess them up so much.
It's accurate.
Right. So it just must be accurate. It must be real difficult. I mean, from this chair, it looks like it's just a button. And when I stop talking, you just hit the button. And then I'll say some more stuff. And then you just hit the button. But it must be harder than it looks.
Yep. That's true.
Indiana at Purdue.
All right.
We're inside Mackey Arena, where the Boilermakers just lost to top-ranked Michigan the other night. Purdue's an 11.5-point favorite. The total is 150.5. 7 o'clock on Fox. How you going to act?
Man, I think Purdue's probably going to blast Indiana tonight.
They need to. They've lost twice at home this season. You don't expect that from Purdue.
I mean, I'm just looking at what Indiana's done lately. And in their tonight they're playing the number 7 team in the country. Their last game they played on the road against the number 8 team in the country and lost by 20. Their rival Illinois. So I feel pretty confident in Purdue here.
Okay, Bennett. Purdue minus 11.5 is the play. We'll watch it together tonight, 7 o'clock. It's on Fox.
What are we watching on TV?
SmackDown. Hey, you got to be aware, though. We're not on USA Network tonight.
Because of the Olympics.
Because of the Olympics. We're on something called Sci-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Sci-Fi?
I knew Sci-Fi once upon a time. I don't know if they show sci-fi stuff that much anymore.
I don't know what they do.
I don't really know what they do anymore. I think they steered away from sci-fi, but then they decided, well, it's a cool name. We're just going to keep it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's where you're going to find SmackDown tonight. 7 o'clock. It's originating from Sunrise, Florida. Main event looks like, at least the scheduled main event, the announced main event, an Elimination Chamber qualifying match involving Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest and Trick Williams. That's tonight, 7 o'clock, SmackDown on Sci-Fi.
What's the best thing we've read?
Well, the top 25 and 1, I wrote it about Indiana and Purdue playing tonight on Fox. If you haven't seen that yet, you can find it, cbssports.com.
What's going on this weekend?
Man, it's going to be a great weekend. We got the Olympics. We got a tank off tonight.
Yeah.
Inside FedEx Forum.
Yes, we do. And tomorrow, I guess. We're on the road tomorrow, yeah.
Let's see how serious we are about this. Let's see how bad we want a Darius Acuff Jr. How badly do we want a Darius Acuff Jr.? We'll find out. We're about to find out some stuff this weekend.
We are about to find out some stuff. Yes, we are.
Let's find out how serious we are about Darius Acuff Jr.
Okay.
All right? Kendrick Perkins said he's better than Derrick Rose.
No, he did not. He said in college.
Kendrick Perkins is wild with it.
It was a wild statement, but I think he clarified he meant
he did clarify
in college.
He is. Yeah. Here's what Kendrick Perkins, because I thought this was funny. Kendrick Perkins said, "Who you tanking for? Why are you even tanking? You don't tank for AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson don't even play. So like everybody's tanking, but there ain't no franchise changer in this draft." And I was like, "What?" Because everybody thinks there are multiple franchise changers in this draft.
Yeah.
All right. But
you think every NBA franchise is dumb?
But I was like, okay, but like maybe, hey, that's an opinion. That's a take.
Yeah.
This draft, everybody's saying this is going to be the greatest draft ever. And Kendrick Perkins is saying this draft sucks. Okay, you know, I think he's wrong, but he could be right.
I think he's wrong.
I think he's wrong, but he could be right. But then he comes back the next day and he's like, Darius Acuff Jr. is the best guard John Calipari's ever coached. And I'm like, okay, hold up. On one hand, you say there ain't nobody worth tanking for. And then you just said Darius Acuff, who is going to be in this draft, is the best guard John Calipari's ever coached. And he coached Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP. He coached John Wall, a #1 pick. He coached Derrick Rose, a 1 pick and an MVP. He coached Devin Booker. He coached Jamal Murray. So if you think Darius Acuff's better than all of them, then there is definitely a reason to tank. Because if he's better than all them dudes, he's worth tanking for. Mm-hmm. And then Kendrick came back and said, no, what I meant was in college. He's the best college basketball guard in college that John Calipari's ever coached. Not necessarily going to be the best pro. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I don't even know if I agree with that. John Wall was amazing. Chris Douglas Roberts was a first-team All-American. But maybe. He's awesome. He had 49 points the other night.
Yeah.
Let's see how serious we are about trying to get in this Darius Acuff business. That's what we find out this weekend.
It starts tonight.
It starts tonight. Also, historic weekend in college basketball. Do you know this? Mm-mm. So, this weekend, specifically Saturday, we have number 2 Houston hosting number 4 Arizona.
Yeah.
That's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then at 5:30, we have number 1 Michigan playing number 3 Duke. So the teams that are ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the AP poll are all playing, or they're playing against each other. It's 1 versus 3 and 2 versus 4. And this is just the 4th time in the history of college basketball regular season where the top 4 teams in the AP poll have played against each other in 2 games. It's happened 2 other times in the NCAA tournament. Most famously, 2008, when all the 1 seeds, including Memphis, made it there. They were also 1, 2, 3, 4 in the AP poll. So on that Saturday at the Final Four, same type of deal. But a college basketball season that's been great gets greater this weekend. Michigan, Duke, Houston, Arizona. I'm sure we'll touch on that on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to try to enjoy mine. Let's meet back here Monday at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.